You remember yesterday we were talking about free speech in the UK. We're talking about this issue with Graham Linehan, and he made these tweets and then got arrested when he got to Heathrow Airport by the British police. 5 armed policemen had to arrest this dangerous, scary guy because he wrote a couple tweets on X. Now, a lot of people in the U.S. are going kind of crazy over this because it boggles our minds that you could get arrested for writing something so benign. We write things far worse than what this guy has written, and no one's in fear of getting arrested. If the lefties have their way here, they would love to arrest people for saying things that they don't like. That's like a wet dream. They're loving this kind of stuff in the UK. They're just like, I wish I could get in on that. I wish we could make America that way so that all the little special interest groups that I have and that I represent and that I like get protected from this. And then those special interest groups can say whatever the hell they want to everybody else, and everybody has to just put up with it. So I wanted to just go over again here what Graham said and what was such a big deal about it. So this is one of them. I think this might have been the third one. If a trans-identified male is in a female-only space, he is committing a violent, abusive act. Make a scene, call the cops. If all else fails, punch him in the balls. He's a comedian. He's making a joke. He's obviously not a huge fan of the trans community, but it is a joke. He gets arrested for incitement to violence for something like this, and it's not, this happened back in April. He posted this and he gets arrested 5 months later. I know he's out of the country, he was in the US. And when he got back to the UK, they arrested him. Now, in that time, did this tweet cause any violence towards trans people? I doubt it. Who the fuck is going to go out and commit a bunch of violent acts against trans people because Graham Linehan said punch them in the balls if they're in the women's restroom? Nobody. What a ridiculous a straw man argument. It's simply the UK government does not like free speech because free speech is a powerful tool for the people to use to keep the government in check. And they don't want to give up any of that power. That's why I'm so glad to be in the US, where it's a very First Amendment is so important. That's the very first one, and there isn't anything the government jackasses can do about it. They try, but we believe in it too deeply. So what else did he say? This is one of the other ones. This makes no sense to me. I think this is maybe like a pride parade or something, pride rally. He said, a photo you can smell. How's that an incitement to violence? How is that? Nobody's going to be violent because he's calling them smelly. And here's the other one. I hate them, misogynists and homophobes. Fuck them. Well, he probably actually believes that they are that. You know, you can find the trans community and the gay community, gay and lesbian community, they do not get along. The gay and lesbian community is not a fan of the trans people, and they think that they've gone way too far, that they're normalizing fetishes and they're roping in the gay and lesbian community with them, and they don't want to go along with them. They don't have anything in common. These are two totally different groups of people. And so, you know, there's a lot of pushback there. Now, misogynist thing, I think there's a strong case that could be made for that, because these men who identify as women they're hijacking female spaces, and they're in this weird leftist pecking order of who's the most marginalized, most oppressed. They're the ones that we have to elevate and protect and care about the most, and everybody else can piss off. the trans have leapt ahead of females, so they're a more noble cause, and so they've taken over the position that women had. Um, if you guys want to, you can comment, and I'll look at the comments and I'll reply as best I can. If you guys are listening on or watching on X, come on over to YouTube and you can put in comments, ask questions, clarify some things for me. So what do you guys think? I mean, is this incitement to violence? He's not calling for violence. The closest thing he said was punch them in the balls if they go into the women's restroom. So how is it not? It seems pretty obvious that it would be worse for a man to go into the women's restroom than to say punch a man in the balls. So anyway, so then what's interesting about this is J.K. Rowling, right, had a bunch of pushback about, the trans issue. And these are the things that people wrote to her. And I'm curious if the UK government has gone and investigated each one of these instances to make sure that these people who are inciting violence toward J.K. Rowling are in jail and imprisoned, because this is some dangerous shit right here. Now, maybe all these people are from the US or from some other country. I find that hard to believe. And maybe they have looked into some of these and arrested them. I don't know. I would find that hard to believe as well, because J.K. Rowling is not really part of the special privileged group in the UK of Muslims, migrants, asylum seekers, trans, gay, all that. She's just a white woman, right? So that's not that high on the pecking order. That's not on the hierarchy. She's not really, she's, like mid-tier. And so, but anyway, let's look at what some of these morons wrote to her. Bitch, I'll kill you over a difference of opinion about a political or social issue. Bitch, I'll kill you. I know people online are over the top a lot of times, but when is J.K. Rowling gonna die already? Tired of her transphobic ass. Kill J.K. Rowling. Death of the author this, death of the author that. Can someone pussy up and kill J.K. Rowling already? Kill, 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 kill. These are all trans leaning activists or people in favor of it who think that she was a horrible person for saying anything and opposing their ideology. And the first place their mind goes is, kill. She needs to die. Yep, she disagrees with us. Kill her. That's sick. Now, I think, being in the U.S., that you should be able to say this kind of stuff and show the kind of person that you really are. Because look, now these people are complete idiots. Stay away from these people. They're unhinged. They're lunatics. They're crazy. They're wackos. So, but no, instead, they arrest Graham, and they don't do anything to defend J.K. Rowling because they have a two-tier policing system. It just doesn't matter if you're a British citizen and you're just a regular person. You get nothing. Now, if you're some weird marginalized group or something that it has special privileges from the government, it's about the government maintaining their power. Then the government's going to step in. They're going to shut it down. So anyway, I find this really, really disgusting, this injustice. If you're going to have laws like this, then apply them equally. See, there's no rule of law going on in the UK right now. It's this selective bias. We'll enforce it in this scenario. We won't enforce it in that scenario. We'll have harsher penalties for these kind of people in this scenario, and then those kind of people in the same scenario will have lesser punishments. Right? This is what the people are so upset about. It's ridiculous. If you're going to have a rule, then apply it to everybody. Rule of law. Justice is blind. So anyway, in the U.S. we're getting worked up over this because we just can't believe somebody would get arrested for something so stupid.